Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Alugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Thursday, May 23rd. Fired up to get into this show today. We're talking about DaVon Hamilton. Is he ready to play his best ball in 2024? A storyline that kind of didn't really pick up steam until this week when you had the Jaguars coaching staff talking about DaVon Hamilton. You had DaVon Hamilton out there on the practice field during OTAs. He also talked with Mia O'Brien of 1010XL, some other folks. He had the scary medical situation last preseason, but he is back feeling 100%. He's back to his normal weight, all that good stuff. We're going to talk about what it means for the Jaguars and their defense in 2024 and beyond. Really excited to talk about DaVon Hamilton. If y'all enjoy the content here, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. You can also become a channel member here on YouTube. So, taking it back, talk about DaVon Hamilton's career so far, what he's done, what type of player he is. When the Jaguars landed DaVon Hamilton in the third round, that was one of the first times where I had really valued a prospect super high. I was higher on DaVon Hamilton than most people were in the draft community. The Jaguars landed him, and they got a value on him. I had an early second round grade on DaVon Hamilton that year, right? I loved his tape at Ohio State, and they landed him in the third round. So it was awesome. You know, you put in all this work for the NFL draft, and then to see one of the guys that you're highest on compared to consensus go to the team that you cover and root for, it's cool stuff. So at Ohio State, like, he showed quickness off the ball, incredible power, very good nimbleness for someone his size, 320 plus pounds. He used his hands and his length well. He offered the versatility to not only be able to, line up at nose and defend the run, but also penetrate, get into the backfield, uses his hands well, has good length. So I'm a big fan of DaVon Hamilton, as you can tell. Now, during his rookie year in 2020, he was starting to come on a little bit before a knee injury ended his season. A couple weeks before that injury, he had like a 3-game stretch where he put up 9 pressures, a couple sacks, a bunch of quarterback hits. He was playing the run very well. Then the knee injury happened, ended his rookie year, unfortunately. Then in 2021, the lost year in Jacksonville with he who shall not be named, right? DaVon Hamilton was coming back from a knee injury. The Jaguars, they kind of had made other plans on the defensive tackle rotation, at least for starters. Like, they brought in Malcolm Brown. They brought in Roy Robertson Harris. They made other plans. So Hamilton was a rotational player coming off of a knee injury in his second year in the league in 2021. He was fine. There were flashes, but didn't really pop off in his second year. Again, heavy rotation and coming off the knee injury. Then we get to 2022, his third year in the league, his first year with Doug Peterson as head coach, with this new regime, Mike Caldwell, all these guys coming in and trying to help him be the best he can. And he was very good in 2022. Had 31 pressures, 3 sacks. He kicked ass against the run. You started to see more of what you saw at Ohio State, right? A devastating blend of power, size, explosiveness, good length on the interior. He was blowing people up at the line of scrimmage. He was getting into the backfield multiple times every single game and disrupting plays. He was playing strong run defense. He was getting after the quarterback. He was a plus starter in 2022. I'm not sitting here and trying to tell you that he was like one of the top defensive tackles in the league. But in his third year, he was playing like a plus starter. There's no question about that. Like a guy that helps you win games, a winning starter, right? So he got himself a new contract following the 2022 campaign, in which the Jaguars obviously made it all the way to the AFC divisional round. Were almost able to take down the Chiefs. He was such a big part of that. Got himself that new contract, 3 years, $34.5 million. Then you get to next offseason, 2023 training camp and preseason. he looked even better than he looked in 2022. He looked dominant. Like, he was killing folks in practice. He was killing folks throughout the preseason. Then the abscess happened in his back, the medical situation. He had to have surgery. He felt it. He told me, O'Brien, this. He started feeling a little bit off up there in Detroit preseason. And so they were able to go in and figure out what was going on. He had to have that surgery. He lost 20 pounds. And he struggled to get back into football shape during the season. Like, he had to miss, a big chunk of the beginning of the year, first half of the year, basically. And then when he was able to, come back, he wasn't himself. It was a lost year for him, unfortunately. And it kind of was a lost year for the Jaguars in the end. He's one of those players that when you talk about what went wrong for the Jaguars in 2023, had DaVon Hamilton been healthy, I don't think you see the defensive collapse that you saw. I really don't, because a lot of what happened at the end was an inability to slow down opponents' rushing attacks. And DaVon Hamilton helps you do that in a big, big way. So, like Christian Kirk, I've mentioned, I think if Christian Kirk doesn't get injured, the Jaguars make the playoffs. I think if DaVon Hamilton is able to play at his best down the stretch for the Jaguars last year, they probably make the playoffs. Now, he is fully healthy once again. He's back ready to do DaVon Hamilton type things. That's the word. That's what he's saying. That's what the coaches are saying. That's how it looks. He's back up to his, 320 pounds. Absolute mammoth out there. What does that mean for the Jaguars defense? Well, to me, it means a lot because you already have a three-headed monster up front. Josh Allen, Trayvon Walker, Eric Armstead. Ever heard of him? Eric Armstead, he's a very good run defender. He's an even better interior pass rusher. So, and you got to remember, Josh Allen and Trayvon Walker, for as many sacks as they got last year, that's a very good run defense duo on the edge. Those guys are excellent run defenders. So you have a three-headed monster, and then you have DaVon Hamilton at full strength. That is a four-man front that is as formidable as any four-man front in the league. If DaVon Hamilton is as we expect him to be. Then you have a rotation that includes Roy Robertson Harris, who was miscast a bit, coming in expected to be a plus starter. He was more of an average starter, but can he be a plus rotational guy? I believe so. Mason Smith comes in here as a very talented, albeit somebody who needs to develop a bit. Jordan Jefferson, he is ready to be a run defender right now. You've got Gotsis and Ledbetter. You have Trevis Gibson, who the Jaguars are high on. You're starting to see how this could play out for the Jaguars defensive front, how this could impact opposing offenses. And what does it mean for the Jaguars defense? I think it means that they're going to be able to play the run better. And you have to factor in Ryan Nielsen as well as the defensive coordinator. He's going to have more four down fronts. He's going to have more 4-2-5. He's going to have a lot more of an aggressive defense. Not in terms of blitzing more, but in terms of attacking downhill. If you have a four down front that can dominate, each of those four guys can individually dominate, and then they can also work together. That makes it easier for your linebackers to flow to the football. Makes it easier for your secondary to cover. Because if you've got Josh Allen, Eric Armstead, Trayvon Walker, DaVon Hamilton racing to the football, racing to the quarterback, and then you've also got Roy Robertson Harris subbing in, Trevis Gibson, who has shown that he can really work with Bill Shuey as his position coach in a good defense. It's going to make everything easier for the rest of the defense. It's going to make life easier for the Jaguars offense, because if you have a defense that is disrupting in the backfield, you're going to force more turnovers. You're going to get off the field more on third down. You're going to hold teams to 3 or 0 in the red zone more. It's going to make the entire team more successful. Having a dominant defensive front, it's one of the biggest advantages you can have in the NFL. You've got to have the quarterback position squared away, right? But having a dominant defensive front is one of the biggest advantages you can have. And I think the Jaguars, if DaVon Hamilton is healthy and Eric Armstead is able to stay healthy for the most part this season, and the key is going to be being healthy at the right time, which is late in the year into the playoffs. If you can do that, this Jaguars defensive front is going to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear, become a channel member here on YouTube, get access to some cool perks, links in the description below. Y'all have a good one.